Hello, my name's Jason and welcome to the Marine Channel. And what a glorious day we've got down here on the marina. Look at that, I wish you could be here. It's absolutely flawless. Now, if like me, you think that having a boat should be about having fun and putting a smile on your face, I think I've got one here that's going to put a smile on your face. So come with me and let me show the Bavaria S30 Open to you. Now, I always think when you walk down the pontoon, that excitement should be building. You should be looking out for your boat and you should be thinking, wow, that's mine. And do you know what? Looking at this S30 Open, I think that's the feeling you get. I think for its size and for its price, this is a really good looking boat. Now this one comes in at about £160,000 plus VAT. It obviously depends on the specification, but that's what this boat would cost. So first of all, thank you very much to the team at Clipper Marine for letting us have access to the boat. Now this one's got these camper covers on, which is very much a kind of, well, UK Northern European thing, because we just, well, ordinarily we don't get the weather, and therefore this can extend our boating season. But if you're in the Med or you're in somewhere a little bit warmer, you probably wouldn't bother with those covers at all, hence the phrase open. This sort of kind of radar arch effect leaning forward looks fantastic. I'm going to say this one's got some options on it as well. I'll try and remember what they are. Certainly one of them is this front sun pad, which looks like fun. But let's crack on, let's get aboard and see what we can see. So first thing actually, yeah, is this extended bathing platform. So that's an option. This one adds about, I don't know, 45 centimetres, something like that, to the overall length of the boat. But it does transform this area, it practically doubles it. So you can use that then for sitting, fishing, pulling up a little tender maybe, or putting a paddleboard on, something like that. And then as we move into the cockpit, what do we see? So, big table here. Actually surprising amount of seating, really good. So probably what, 2, 3, 4, probably 6 at a pinch. Certainly 5 of you could sit in there. And this table here as well has got shorter legs than currently in place, so you can drop it down. So you can actually make that whole area a big sun pad as well. And then under these seats, so the aft seat here, that cushion lifts, there's storage under there, and then there's storage under the starboard side as well. You can never have too much storage on a boat. Working over here onto the starboard side, so this is your kind of outdoor kitchen area if you like. Under here we've got our sink with our tap that folds down flush, and on here we've got the option, this one I don't think it's got it, no, this one could be a electric grill if you so wished. And then underneath here we've got a good sized fridge actually. So very nice indeed. We're around here to the helm. So there's a range of engine options on this boat. This one's got a 6.2 litre petrol producing 350 horsepower. So this gives the boat top speed around 32 knots, cruising mid sort of 20s. You can also have single and twin diesel options. But it's a nicely laid out dash. All the essentials up here, quite nice. I do quite still like these analog dials actually. You have of course still got all the electronics here. This one's got a bow thruster. Now there are people that say 30 feet, why do you need a bow thruster? Well, A, it's a single engine, but B, even if it was 2 engines, I think, you know, 30-foot boats aren't hugely heavy, so they are affected by windage a little bit more. And I know from experience, if you had a great day out with the family, the last thing you want to do is be worrying for the last hour of the journey back to your mooring that the tide and wind are against you and you're gonna mess things up. So I'm all in favour of bow thruster. Anything to make life easier and fun. And all your essential gauges down there. And your nice Bavaria steering wheel there. Good visibility out the front here, even with the covers on. These covers are really super clear as well. So certainly helm with them in place. And then over here on the port side, so there's our shorter post that we use when we drop the table down that we've seen. And then we've got another helm seat for certainly one person generously, a couple of kids maybe. And this raised area here, which will make sense when we go below, and it will make sense in particular why we've got this glazing that can open here and here. That really does transform the experience down below. So let's go and take a look. Okay, so here we are below, and it's a pretty traditional kind of layout really for a 30-foot sport cruiser. So we've got a large seating area here, and then we've got this table again in the middle that we can drop down, and we can make that into a good sized double with some infill cushions as well. Now you notice this little step up here from the main galley area, and whilst I'm stood in good headroom, the forward headroom is down a little bit, but that doesn't matter because obviously in this position you're going to be sat down, so it doesn't feel at all claustrophobic. I haven't got any lights on in here either, but it's really, really light, despite the fact I've got my infill cushion up on the sun pad. So I think the light materials, the portholes do a great job. You can see when this is converted into a bed, you also got your little reading lights either side, which you could use as well if you just sat at the table, I guess. Up here we've got our Fusion stereo, and then inside this cupboard we've got all our electrical systems and our fuses and so forth. All neatly to hand. Around here we've got our VHF located, and you can see there the speakers as well for the Fusion stereo. Just pan around here to the port side, and this is our galley area. It's actually really nice. So you remember when we were upstairs I showed you that kind of porthole? That's where the light floods in, and that's an opening one. So I can also talk to people and be sociable if I wish, or I can slam it down and not bother. Lots of storage here. That folds down, nice simple clips once you've worked them out. This one's got a 2-burner gas hob. I would imagine there's probably an option for an induction hob there as well. And then we've got a decent sized sink. That's a really good sink actually. Quite often on the smaller boats they have smaller sinks, but of course your glasses and your cups don't shrink because the boat's shrunk. So down here we've got, again, a good bit of storage, decent sized bin, cutlery drawer. Oh, which way does that open? Oh, that way, okay. The shelves in there. And our fridge, again with some more storage and a little freezer compartment in the top. So everything you need to certainly overnight, and possibly even a little bit longer. Where should we go next? Let me show you the heads. So one head's on this boat. Again, you've got a nice porthole there, so you've got natural light coming in. Again, a decent sized sink, and it's quite clever, isn't it? The way they put it in on an angle does mean that you've got a little bit of space there to put soap and toothbrushes and all those kinds of bits and pieces. Nice big mirror up here and a light above. And then this is effectively a wet room, so you've got your loo in here, but you can see down on the floor you've also got drainage for our shower, which can detach and be a hand unit or shoot down. That's not bad headroom. I'm kind of looking in there. I could probably stand up in there, and I'm just short of 6 foot. So that's not bad. And then perhaps the most surprising thing about this boat is this mid cabin. So this is effectively in underneath the sole of the cockpit. So it's a step in down. Now what's really nice is this sort of sofa area, which just gives you somewhere to sit, you know, away from the bed, put your shoes and your socks on and dump your jackets and all those sorts of things you do. And then a decent porthole here. And then when you get in, get down, that's your bed. And I would describe that as an oversized double. So you put your head up this end, your feet down the other end. So it doesn't actually feel claustrophobic because you've got all this headroom up here and all this light. So if you're a couple, this would be your permanent double, and you'd use the forward area as a sort of permanent dinette. If you had kids or another couple on board, then you'd make up the front area but you don't need to. That's the point. You don't need to. This is a perfectly good double. And there's even some storage in here, which is good. A little bit of storage up there on the top as well. So for a 30-foot boat, they really manage the space incredibly well. I think also this colour palette helps. So it's a boat to be proud of, isn't it? I'd be proud of this. Let's go back up and we'll have a quick look at the engines. So this boat's available with a choice of petrol diesel power. This one is the 350 horsepower V8 6.2 litre, and it's got plenty of space around here, hasn't it, for sure. And that's because you can of course have a twin diesel option on this as well. Depending on which market you're in, I mean UK probably the single diesel would be the most popular, the D4 300, but there's also the option of twin D3s. But this is going to sound nice, isn't it? So there you go, the Bavaria S30 Open. It's a boat that puts a smile on my face. I hope it did you as well. If it has, then please like, share and subscribe. And from all of us here at the Marine Channel, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.